Hey, welcome back into the studio with me. I'm really glad you came by because I've got something great to show you. You know, with the right information, you can use your Korg Volca sample with your own loops and stretch them out to play the full length of a 16-step sequence. And once you've figured out how to time stretch your samples, you can change your song's playback speed, tempo, or swing value, or even the playback speed of the sample itself, and it will still play in perfect time with a 16-step sequence. Well, I'm ready to show you my secret, and I know you're going to love it. So let's dive right in.
To begin, you will need a method of transferring new samples to your device. I can highly recommend Caustic Editor for Volca Sample, produced by Single Cell Software. It is available for free for all major operating systems, and it's very easy to use. In fact, I use an Android mobile phone to record myself directly into the Caustic Editor app, saying,
"Tell your mama watch out for that velociraptor."
Since we want to time stretch something that will sync rhythmically to a step sequence, find any one measure long loop. Just keep in mind that your Volca sample's internal memory is limited, so you may need to clear out a few other samples to make it fit. Now, let's just create a simple beat from scratch, and leave at least one part open for our time-stretched sample. Select the memory you want to use, and press Function Clear All. Now, get to work on your beat. That'll work. We can do the next part without playback. Okay, select the empty part where you want to use your time-stretched sample. And let's go ahead and turn on motion sequencing with Function, Motion Sequence On. Enter Step Mode and light up all 16 steps. The first half of the secret behind time stretching a sample on the Volca sample is to slice it up 16 ways, so that as playback progresses across each step, it simply re-triggers another 16th of the way through the sample. This is how we slice it up. Hold down each one of the steps while dialing in the precise start point value for each step according to the chart above. Select the correct sample. Now, let's solo this part and see how it sounds so far. We're almost there. The second half of the secret behind time stretching a sample is to turn on sample looping and shorten the length that it plays back during each step. Press Function Loop On. Now, while playing the sequence, shorten the length to a value somewhere around 10. This way, at slower tempos, it will re-trigger the same little 16th beat slice until playback advances to the next one, thereby preventing it from playing the next beat before it's supposed to. This is a value that may need to be tweaked a little bit on the fly whenever you change tempo or sample speed. Okay, there's one other thing we need to do that is more or less a workaround for a problem with motion sequencing the start point of the 16th step. Whatever the reason, we get a kind of rewinding or static sound when the last step plays. The best remedy I've found is to set the sample length to a value of 127 for this step only. Now, let's put it back into the full mix and just play around. Okay, so what else could you do with this concept? You could move the start point knob in real time during playback to isolate specific parts of spoken phrases and play them back at your own custom time-stretched speed. You just need to keep an eye on the start time value of the phrase you want to isolate, and then roll back to it and keep the start time knob rocking back and forth a little until you're ready to move it forward. This makes the technique not too far removed from beat juggling on turntables. Also in the way of turntablism, you can approximate some classic scratch sounds by experimenting with the pitch envelope setting. For a bonus surprise, take a sample that's normally very short and doesn't have much of a decay or silence afterwards, and just see what happens when you time stretch it. Add some reverb, and you get some unexpected, huge ambient effects for sound design.
And there's still much more for you to discover, now that you know the secret formula to slicing loops for time stretching on the Korg Volca sample. I hope you'll get right to work, using this technique to come up with your own sounds and songs. In fact, I can't wait to hear what YouTube users JRaw Beats and Micro Grampy come up with. Until then, see you next time.